Caitlin Clark's civil rights possibly being broken by the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated.
Caitlin Clark could bankrupt the WNBA. If she sued them and come after them, it is over with.
Sean McLean calling on the government to step in and protect Clark from a hostile environment.
Caitlin Clark's rights might be getting broken by the WNBA.
We're seeing phrases like hostile work environment and even civil rights violations.
Since Caitlin doesn't get any calls, the Indiana Fever don't get any calls.
What's happening to Caitlin Clark is different. Now let's get into the article.
We keep hearing words like hostile work environment and even civil rights violations.
We're seeing phrases like hostile work environment and even civil rights violations.
Caitlin Clark's civil rights possibly being broken by the WNBA.
Maybe her rights really are being crossed. People say she's being targeted, and this could be serious enough for the federal government to step in. Caitlin Clark could take this league to court, and it might be game over.
Maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated.
Clark's target may reflect a culture of, and the evidence provides reasonable cause for a federal probe. And Sean McLean calling on the government to step in and protect Clark from a hostile environment.
Sean McLean is calling on the government to step in because Caitlin doesn't get calls, and neither does her team, the Indiana Fever. The WNBA could be hit with lawsuits and big legal problems. What's happening to her isn't normal. It's like a toxic workplace.
What's happening to Caitlin Clark is different.
This is an interesting but sensitive topic. Caitlin Clark's rights possibly being broken. A lot of people have been trying to get the Justice Department to look into this.
That is Caitlin Clark's civil rights being broken. Now, a lot of people have been campaigning to reach out to the Justice Department here in our country to possibly look into this, man. I've been one saying that I definitely believe her civil rights has been broken. She has been simply assaulted damn near every time she's been on the court.
I'm one of those people who believes her rights have been crossed. She gets hit almost every time she's on the court. It's clear some players have it out for her. I'll speak up for what's right every time, no matter what people say about me online.
There has been a clear agenda against this young lady, and I'm standing up for right each and every time. People can say what they want about me on the internet, but when it comes to Caitlin Clark or any other damn player not getting treated right, I'm going to speak up and speak out about it because we all could agree on this.
If any player isn't treated fairly, I'll call it out. And we can all agree, no player in the WNBA since 2024 has taken as many fouls or hits as Caitlin Clark.
And this one thing being that no player in the WNBA since 2024 have took the amount of fouls, the assaults that Caitlin Clark has.
Even the Wall Street Journal is now saying maybe her rights are being broken. Her right to work in peace without being treated badly. Shouldn't WNBA bosses have to answer tough questions about this?
Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the WNBA? And at the very least, there's a portion of this that says maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions.
Cathy Engelbert and Adam Silver act like there's nothing going on. Fans are saying that's assault and that's battery, but the league just looks away.
Lord knows I would love to see that because Cathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please move along. Now, I've seen a lot of fans just come out and say, hey, they're assaulting her, it's battery, yada, yada, yada. And the WNBA has turned a blind eye to this treatment.
Social media is blowing up with talk about lawsuits, hostile work environment, and civil rights violations. It sounds crazy, but people think this could destroy the WNBA.
Internet is on fire with talk about the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, and a massive lawsuit. We're seeing phrases like hostile work environment and even civil rights violations being thrown around about a basketball league, and it sounds insane. And the whole world seems convinced that a lawsuit is coming that could tear the WNBA apart.
Caitlin plays 35 minutes a game for the Fever, so teams plan to shut her down.
But is any of it real? Is there an actual legal case here, or are we just all caught up in the biggest social media firestorm in sports history? And we need to cut through the garbage. We're going to ignore the outrage, click, and look at the cold, hard facts and figure out what's actually going on. Because the truth is always more than more interesting than the hype.
And because she doesn't get foul calls, the Fever don't either. She's the one with the ball most of the time.
And all the options that come off, they're going to try to shut down everything she does well, which is may affect Aaliyah Boston, may affect the other players on the team, because they're going to try to shut everything that Caitlin does well down. That's the game plan.
That's the strategy. Stop Caitlin and you stop the whole team. Some say there's now a real legal case. Under civil rights law, patterns that look racially motivated get attention even if no one says it out loud. Videos show her getting fouled multiple times in a row without calls.
Shut Caitlin down. And then, since Caitlin doesn't get any calls, the Indiana Fever don't get any calls because Caitlin has the highest usage rate on the team. She has the ball the most on the team when she's healthy. So thus, the Indiana Fever don't get any calls.
Analyst Rebecca Lobo said she took 17% of all flagrant fouls last season, twice the rate of others.
Analyst Rebecca Lobo said Ms. Clark absorbed 17% of the flagrant fouls last season, double her peers' rate. This isn't merely bad officiating, it's dangerous and unequal.
That's not just bad refereeing, it's unsafe. She's one hard foul away from a career-ending injury.
She endures blindside checks and mid-air collisions. She plays that trigger reviews in other leagues. She is a flagrant foul away from a career-altering injury. I've been saying that.
What she's dealing with matches the legal idea of a hostile work environment. The law says her employer, the WNBA, has to stop other players from targeting her.
Ms. Clark faces textbook hostile work environments. As the Supreme Court described in Harris versus Forklift Systems 1993, with severe and pervasive conduct altering her conditions, statistical disparities like those she faced prompt federal probes and lawsuits.
But the league just lets it happen. It's like being the new star worker at a job and smashing sales records. But jealous coworkers keep tripping you and deleting your files.
The precedent is clear. In Texas Department of Community Affairs versus Burdine in 81, courts outlined disparate treatment under Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, letting employees allege less favorable treatment than peers due to her race.
And the boss does nothing. What if Caitlin Clark was your daughter, niece, or cousin, and she was getting hit like this every game?
What if Caitlin Clark was your daughter? What if Caitlin Clark was your aunt, your niece, somebody in your family that was taking the type of beating that she has been taking night in, night out? Part of the reason why she's not playing right now is because of this beating.
Part of why she's not playing right now is because of all this. I'm not the only one saying this. Even the Wall Street Journal wrote about it.
Well, I'm not the only one tripping off this, because none other than the Wall Street Journal up in New York released an article, which I'm going to show you guys some of it because I don't believe in paying for news.
We've all seen how different teams treat the Fever when Caitlin isn't playing. The game is way less physical.
I just think that is just the wrongest thing ever. But they put out this article, man. It stated the WNBA and Caitlin Clark civil rights.
Let's be real, without her, it's tame. But when she's there, it's rough.
We had them go out for the All-Star game and wear "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts and then give an embarrassing and pathetic performance like that. It just, the play is just so backwards. It honestly is so backwards. It's crazy.
Imagine how she'd play if it was just normal basketball. We've also got players doing wild stuff, wearing protest shirts, playing badly on purpose, arguing with fans, calling whole fan bases racist. Cathy Engelberg has lost control.
We got players quitting. We got players bombing on fans, the very consumers that they need in order to continue to try to get more money. We got players calling entire fan bases racist. We got Cathy Engelberg has no idea what she's doing. She has no idea what she's doing.
People are even throwing sex toys on the court now. The WNBA is a circus.
We got dildos and sex toys being thrown all over the courts now. The WNBA is a circus. It's been a circus.
One big moment that made things worse was the Kennedy Carter shoulder bump on Caitlyn. The league had to upgrade it to a flagrant foul after the game.
Now, if you don't believe me, we could pull it up on X when it came to this whole Kennedy Carter situation with Caitlin Clark, just to pull up the receipt.
And because Caitlyn gets no calls, neither does her team. That's just how it works.
Because I want you guys to see the imagery here and put the visuals together. That one shoulder bump, right? You guys just seen it.
And it makes winning harder. The league has allowed this bad environment to grow. Constant fouls, targeting, and trash talk from other players and even owners. None of it is random. It's repeated and ignored.
Shut Caitlyn down. And then, since Caitlyn doesn't get any calls, the Indiana Fever don't get any calls because Caitlyn has the highest usage rate on the team. She has the ball the most on the team when she's healthy. So thus, the Indiana Fever don't get any calls.
No one has been suspended for hitting her hard. She's one foul away from a serious injury.
The disparity in treatment invites real scrutiny. Not a single player has been suspended for flagrantly fouling Miss Clark.
And last year, she barely avoided one. If she gets hurt for real, do you think TV networks will keep paying the league big money?
She is a flagrant foul away from a career-altering injury. I've been saying that. I mean, she got damn lucky last year. Dejanay Carrington didn't literally put her eyeball out. Let's just be honest. We've said what's going to happen if one of these plays injures her for good. Do you think the networks that are going to give all this media money are just going to stand pat?
Caitlyn could sue the WNBA just for the way she's being targeted. The Wall Street Journal writing about this might mean something's in the works. She's even wondered out loud why everyone is so rough with her and why they get away with it.
Just for targeting her in general. Just for her being targeted could garner a lawsuit from Caitlin Clark's team. And the Wall Street Journal coming out with this, could something be in the works? I'm not saying that it is, but could something possibly be in the works with Caitlin Clark's team and looking into this thing as a hate crime, and that's something going on? Since she has joined the league.
We had everybody coming at the one person who has brought all this attention, all of this media, all of this, everything they claim they wanted. The one person who was responsible for bringing it in, they hate her.
She's already missed 10 games from 3 injuries, and ratings have dropped 55%. Asia Wilson even said race plays a big role.
Miss Clark herself noted, quote, "Everybody is physical with me. They get away with things others don't. 3 injuries have sidelined her for 10 games and the All-Star game. Ratings plummeted 55%. It goes on to talk about the fact that Asia Wilson said that these kind of things, she said that race is, quote, a huge thing, and it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is.
And it makes her mad when people say it doesn't. The one player who brought in all this attention and money is the one they're going after. They hate her, plain and simple.
They hate her. They take shots at her. They come at her nonstop. It is what it is. And at this point, I don't even know what really can be done. Like, I don't know. I think there's probably going to be a strike because I with all of this nonsense going on, I don't see the owners and being like, yeah, here.
At this point, I don't know what can fix it. I think a strike could happen. Fans are seeing dozens of clear fouls go uncalled, and it makes them think the games are rigged. Caitlyn's teammate, Sophia Cunningham, has become her unofficial bodyguard. But the most important thing she did was talk about it on her podcast.
That's how it is. And fans are seeing what they believe are dozens of obvious fouls on Clark go uncalled, and it creates this deep-seated feeling that the game is rigged. And the vacuum of authority has created a new hero, her teammate, Sophia Cunningham, who becomes Clark's unofficial bodyguard. But the most important thing she did wasn't on the court, it was on her podcast. She basically confirmed, let's check out what Sophia said, because she said it.
Basically confirming what fans already thought. If coaches, owners, and players are all pushing anti-Caitlyn talk, that could be proof of a bigger plan against her. If leaders keep ignoring this, Congress might start looking at taking away the WNBA's special benefits.
It's not really the players' words that can It's the players' actions that are the thing. But coaches and owners all beating the same drum in an anti-Caitlyn rhetoric, that could be proof of collusion or some kind of conspiracy. It says these aren't isolated. They're documented, continuing, and ignored by officials.
Like antitrust protections in TV deals.
If leaders remain inert, Congress should reconsider the WNBA's special privileges, including antitrust and broadcast considerations. And I am here to tell you, that is one thing that all sports leagues.
And that's something all sports leagues fear. Caitlin Clark could take down the WNBA if she sues. If this goes to trial, it's over for them.
Caitlin Clark could bankrupt the WNBA. If she sued them and come after them, it is over with.
Can you imagine this being televised over Fox News during the day?
Imagine this on live TV in the middle of the day. It would be huge. There's too much nonsense in this league and not enough professionalism.
This league there's just no professionalism, man. It's really not.
The WNBA is facing a crisis of perception that could be just as devastating as any legal battle. Not a single player has been suspended for flagrantly fouling Miss Clark.
Not one player has been suspended for hitting her hard, and that's a fact. If this lawsuit happens, the WNBA might not survive.
Warning: investigation without direct animus. That shifts the burden to the employer to prove non-discriminatory motive. Oh, man. I got to tell you. It goes on to talk about Sheila Johnson, the owner of the Mystics. All right. And her comments about being the Time Athlete of the Year. We all remember that. They should all be on the cover. Dick Vitale, quote, pure jealousy. Being left off the 2024 U.S. Olympic roster.
Like, subscribe and share before the league falls apart.